Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and this might be a little bit of a weird video, but I want to introduce you to a food product called Biltong. I believe a lot of countries have their own version. I know Americans are going, hey, that looks like beef jerky, and it is, but it isn't. So it's much more firm and rigid. This is what they call it in Africa. Places in Asia have their own version as well as South America, and I don't know what they're called. You can let me know in the comments, but basically there's no nitrates that are put in, so it's safe for kids. It's just air dried and spiced, and that's it. So it doesn't last as long as a packaged beef jerky would, but it's very similar to if you ever are from the US and you remember your history lessons where they talked about what they ate on the Mayflower or on different boats that went over from Europe to the continental US. They would eat something called salt tack, and it's very similar. So you can actually purchase this meat product. You can go on Amazon, it's there, Biltong. You can also get on Etsy, although I've got food on Etsy before and been very sick, so be careful doing that. But they actually sell it at a lot of farmers markets too. They're going to use different names. They're not going to call it Biltong, but it's basically firm beef jerky without nitrates. It's important. That isn't something that you think about giving a 1-year-old, right? Or a 2-year-old, but this is how kids in many different cultures get their protein, and this is how they learn to eat and chew. And by chewing this, even not just kids, but even as adults, by chewing this daily, a couple times a day, first of all, you're getting a great protein source, which is actually, we need to, especially in the US, we need to lower our carbohydrates and sugars, and we need to increase our protein. So it's a good way, but also it's going to keep those muscles developed. Now, I know most of you who listen to my videos, you're familiar with the whole soft diet thing and the puffs and the pouched foods and the baby foods, that kids are eating soft and processed foods up till age 5, 6, 7. And a lot of parents don't introduce anything hard or chewy because they're afraid of choking until a child is in a preteen or an older kid. And then they're cutting it up into tiny pieces. No, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to have your kids gum it, chew it, rip it, even as teeth are coming in, so that they can develop their jaw muscles and their tongue posture, so that their arches and their jaws and their face will develop in the right width and the right position moving forward, not down and back, so that the airway and the tongue rest position and the tongue parking garage is in the right spot. This is how you do it. This is free orthodontics, basically, is what I'm getting at. If you start this when a child is very strange, and yes, your friends are going to give you a really weird look that your kid is chewing on something, they're going to say they're going to choke. Obviously you have to supervise your kid. You can't just be giving your kid this and then putting them in front of the iPad or in front of the Cocoa Melon, Bluey, whatever. Yeah, it's been an interesting weekend. And not supervise them. You have to watch your kid, right? Things are going to happen. You don't want to do this in a car, or anything like that. You need to be there to rescue your kid if something happens. But they need to learn to eat safely, and they need to learn to develop their muscles. Now, you're going to hear more content from me about, I actually heard this on a podcast where they're prescribing this for older adults, because there is a hypothesis out there that if you keep eating like this, this kind of diet, even into your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, that actually can reverse the aging process, because you're going to keep your muscles are going to keep working. And it will keep stimulating the bone, which will keep stimulating the support. You don't need fillers, putting plastics and fillers and synthetic materials in your bones, when you can just use the muscles to stimulate your own bones to keep that fullness there. And there's actually people out there that are saying that eating this is going to prevent you. I'm not saying Botox, because Botox has something to do with the muscles in your forehead and stuff like that. That's a little bit different. I'm talking about face fullness. So, and I kind of blew my mind. I was like, you know what? You're right that the maxilla is the floor of the nose, but it's also the base of the eye sockets. And a lot of people that are just getting filler for fullness, you see these movie stars out there, and it just looks so dumb. Their eye sockets are sunken in, but then they have this really round apple cheeks. I can think of so many, celebrities where I look at them like, dude, that's some bad filler. It just looks so fake, Just eat this. It's cheap, it's easy, it's healthy for you, and no need, right? So anyways, I'm just going to recommend this. Of course, take this with a grain of salt, but they're doing it all around the world. They've been doing it for thousands of years, and we all know that tribal cultures don't have ortho problems and they don't look like they age. So if the aging issue is related to our diet and our muscles and mastication, and as well as just general vanity. People who eat a chewier diet starting as a kid have a better looking face, have a better looking airway. So check this out, Biltong. You can buy it on Amazon. I can put links on my Amazon, but I don't really care. I don't know I haven't tried the products yet, so I'm gonna start trying them. All right, thanks.